Starting a lot. What's good, what's good, what's good, everybody? Let's get some tunes going just to get the vibe right. Welcome to B-Boy Network Channel, y'all. Welcome to B-Boy Network Channel. We are out here to debut B-Boy Frankie's new book release. Welcome, 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 y'all. What's going on? Welcome, y'all. Waiting for B-Boy Frankie to get on. Representing. Hey, there he is. Yup. Here we go, letting B-Boy Frankie in the room. So, you who are just getting in, we are interviewing B-Boy Frankie, right? Supreme Beingz, Pump Media, all right? He got his new book release called See Me Up, It's Cause I've Been Down. What up, Frankie?
Yo, what up?
Family in the building, Supreme Beingz.
Yo.
It's good, man.
I'm so glad. I'm good, man. I'm happy that this is working. This is my first IG live, actually. So.
Oh, word?
Yeah. Technologically speaking.
I don't really mess around with the lives that much, but here we are.
yeah. It's pretty dope, man. I'm happy we were able to do this.
Yeah, sure. Man. Yo, so how's everything? You out in Montreal now, right?
Yeah. I'm talking to you from Montreal right now, the north.
That's what's up. How's everything going up there? It's nice and brick up there, huh?
Yeah, it's nice and cold, man. It's nice and cold out here. Kind of crazy at the moment with everything going on, like with the virus and all that. We're like in legit quarantine mode right now, even with like we have a curfew at the moment in Montreal. Yeah, so like at 8 p.m. Montreal time, you're not allowed to go outside until like 6 in the morning right now. So we're kind of going through that, but you know, like it's all good. Like for me, I'm kind of been like in my own little bubble anyway, because I'm on like new parent mode right now, a new parent schedule. Yeah, I just had my son a month ago, and so
let's go. Round of applause for that, yo. That's amazing. Congrats, brother.
Yo, thank you so much, man. So it's like it's been like sleep deprived bliss. It's like the only way I could describe it right now.
Right.
So even like everything going on in the outside world, kind of just been like focusing on that, you know. But I mean, Montreal is cool, man.
That's what's up. I mean, yo, think about it, man. Anything that's like really worth, you know, living for, we always lose sleep over it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh my God.
So that's like, I feel you to death, man. That's amazing, man. I'm glad you're enjoying this new journey for you, you know, for yourself, your family, and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, as we can see, man, there's a lot of dope things going on your end. So, yo, I want you to talk to us about this book, man. Let the listeners know, let the viewers know what this book is about. You know, the title of the book.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, man, this book is 2 years in the making. You know, it's my first photography book. I'm not even sure if a lot of people out there know me outside of just like my artistry as a dancer, you know. For like the past like 5-6 years now, I've expanded like what I do in terms of b-boying to photography and filmmaking, you know. And like this project here is really just like the culmination of a lot of what I've been doing and how like breaking like informs like my art with respect to like photography. And that's really just like putting it like all together. You know, the title See Me Up is because I've been down. It's important to me for like a couple of different reasons, you know. one, first and foremost, is kind of just like a personal history lesson, and I talk a little bit about it like in the introduction of the book, and saying that like I've been down with the subject matter that like I'm exploring like in front of my lens, you know, like if you see me up, like if you see me like within like all of this that you're seeing like in the images, is because I'm a part of it, you know, and that was important to me because I've never really seen like a photography book or like a body of work about like what we do from the perspective of somebody who's actually like a dancer themselves, you know. So that's kind of like one way like the title like goes into it. Another thing is just like it's a play on words on like the cover photo itself, which is like a photo that's really important to me, which is my boy Spinner Rack, you know, Eric.
Oh yeah,
from my crew, Supreme Beingz.
He's like a young, he's like a young little legend out there, man. Like yo, underrated.
For me,
underrated, like not really well known as well as he should be, man. He's such an amazing b-boy, bro.
Hell yeah, like one of the illest people you probably like never heard about, you know what I'm saying? For me,
word up.
You know, like I came up with him, and that image is important because it's like we took it at a time when we were just starting to celebrate our anniversary, like as a crew. Like we were having an event in New York, and also he had just been coming back to b-boying from like a really big personal struggle that he was going through. You know, he had done like a really big hiatus, you know, and as far as like my crewmates are concerned, that's one of the people that always really like believed in me, like when I was younger. So like when I shot this on film, and when I developed it and I saw like how it came out, I was like really proud, like, you know, like even like emotional in a sense, and I'm like really like happy to have the opportunity to like put him on the cover like that, you know.
That's amazing.
So
that's amazing.
Like another thing, and then like a third way is just like a shout out to Nipsey Hussle, because he's just like another artist that like I'm inspired by as well. You know, that's a line actually from one of his songs on the album, like Mailbox Money. You know what I'm saying? And they're like in terms of the title, you know, the mission of the entire project is really, like I said, to explore what we do like as a culture, but also to do it from a different perspective than like how it's been done like lately. You know, because usually sometimes you're just I feel like most people are used to seeing like dance with respect to like a freeze like in a battle.
Hey Frankie, my bad to cut you off real quick.
Or something
but you're like lagging right now. I don't know if it's just me on my end, but you're kind of lagging right now. I'm trying to really understand.
A regular freeze in the street, and a lot of like compositions are the same or whatever. Like I really wanted to.
Here we go. But Frankie's about to make his way back in, y'all. Frankie's about to make his way back in. He's diving deep into the story about his book, right? His new book. See Me Up, Cause I've Been Down. Just released, or is about to release, if I'm not mistaken. Here we go. We're about to let Frankie back in, y'all. Peace, fast break. If you're still in here, peace prevail. New York in the building. Shouts to B-Boy Network channel for allowing us to do this. It's a super good look for the community. Josh always holding it down for New York and the tri-state area. Now, shoot, nationwide. What up, Frankie? You good now? Yo, quick question. Are you by any chance is your Wi-Fi on like your laptop as well? Because if so, it might be beneficial to turn that off as well. That way, the live is 100%. The Wi-Fi is 100% running just on your cell phone. Boom.
Hello?
All right, I can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now. There we go. We're running smooth, I think, again. What's the word? What's the word? Go ahead, test that. Y'all, we're both freezing now. That's crazy. It was just running real smooth. Go ahead, Frankie. Test on your end. Logging back. All right. All right. I think I hear you now.
Hold up.
You good, Frankie?
We good? Oh, I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. I hear you. Yo, it's all good, man. This is technology, yo. They're trying to figure it out in
Yo,
the
test.
IT end. You know what I'm saying?
Better?
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I move around a bit. Hold on. Let's see.
I mean, yo, the closer you are to your router, I think
See
you'd
if
be
this is
Gucci.
working.
There we go. There we go. We back. B-Boy Frankie, y'all. B-Boy Frankie representing Supreme Beingz and Pump Media. I think we good now, Frankie.
Yo,
Yep.
better? Yeah, yeah.
Man. Yo, technology is crazy nowadays, but all good, yo. We're gonna figure it out. We're here for another 45 minutes or so. Stay tuned, stay tuned. Stick around, y'all. Frankie got a lot of dope stories to share. I got a couple questions for him pertaining to his new book. Like I said, the book is fire. I went through the book myself, and I saw a lot of dope imagery. You know, a lot of like paying homage to the old school as well as kind of like bringing it to the new school generation and whatnot as well. So yeah, let's stick around and listen to the stories. Boom, here we go. Trying this one more time. Letting Frankie back in the building. Here we go. We back in action.
Yo.
All right, let's get it. All right. So last thing I remember hearing, you was talking about the
Yes.
title. You were talking about the brother
Yes, sir.
Spinnerack, right? Quick question I wanted to ask you, man, before we dive into like the book exactly, right? You know, as a b-boy, right? What is it that made you
Yeah, yeah.
transition over to filmmaking and photography?
Yeah.
Like, what was the purpose behind that transition? What inspired that?
Yeah. Yeah, so actually I just didn't want to rely other people to promote myself as a dancer. That was kind of like the seed that started everything for me, because you know, like as dancers, content is like really important to help like show what we do, especially like online. We're able to reach our audience, and it's like with video first, making videos of myself and of my homies, and then like I kind of got into street photography, and that really taught me a lot of like basics of like photography and everything. And from there I started shooting like portraits and people, and then incorporating fashion into my images like a lot. And I kind of fell in love like just like shooting people, because there's like a certain sense of freedom to it that reminds of breaking in general. And like take to it now, like when I'm like shooting images like of a person and whatever, is like incorporating like a lot of like my aesthetics like as a dancer with respect to like movement and like originality, as well to like the images that I'm making. But in a nutshell, that's kind of like how I started, you know. And
that's right.
As of now, it's like I'm pursuing like photography just as hard as I am like as a dancer, like super hard as, you know.
Right. No, that's dope, man. I'm glad that you were able to find a way to like, you know, really take control of how it is that you wanted to be perceived in I was gonna call it the industry, but you know, just in the scene. You know what I'm saying? Like, not a lot of people try to take their own control and try to like really maneuver exactly how they want to be perceived and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So much props to you for that, man. I really, as you already know, like I'm one that like bounced around a lot and in and outside of the scene. So I always give props to people that find their way out completely outside of the scene and find a way to kind of like bring back what they learned on the outside to bring it back to the inside. That's really dope. I know you was mentioning Nipsey Hussle. He's actually, his last album was what made me a huge fan of him. Like, when I tell you, till this very day, at least like 3 times a month, I listen to that last album he dropped, The Victory Lap. Like, that is probably one of the most inspirational albums that I've ever listened to in my life, yo. Like, I gotta say that's one of my like top 10 albums, hands down, right? Now, what is it about Nipsey that like fueled you? Because you saying I'm assuming you've been a fan of him, you know, from beforehand. So what is it about him that fueled you?
Victory Lap. Yo, it's yeah. Yeah. So actually, I actually kind of pride myself on how eclectic I am, like with my musical tastes, and like a lot of like artists that I know, whatever, and the research that I do. But Nipsey Hussle in particular, I've always heard. I didn't dig deep into his catalog until after he passed, actually. So all been like since discovering like just like a whole catalog of music that's like been inspiring. And the thing about that is that, you know, lately, like as I get older and I kind of like work on myself like a lot more, I'm kind of like very conscious of like the music I listen to, because like it kind of like affects you, you know?
Absolutely.
And while like I still listen to like a lot of like old stuff or whatever that might be talking things that are not necessarily like super positive, it's like with a grain of salt now. And especially like when it comes to like the hip hop and like rap music that I listen, like I like to listen to things that are kind of like aspirational, you know what I'm saying? So even like artists like Big Sean, for example, or like a J. Cole or whatever, you know, it's like contemporary sound, but they're talking stuff that you can actually use, you know, and it's meant to like inspire people to be able to like reach like their full potential like at the same time. And what I like about Nipsey is that like he does that in his music, and then even like his background from where he's coming from, like I could like in the hood as well. And you know, he's talking a lot. If you really like do what you want to do, regardless of like the circumstances, that like that line, and he's like, you know, I love like how confident he's come, like something that I could relate to with respect to like my b-boying and my photography and what I want to book is like a big step for me. But at the same time, just a small step in the of like my vision for the future with what I want to do for like my career, you know, and for like b-boying in general. I don't know if you can hear now, but yeah, and at the most bigger picture, like the idea is to create more.
My bad, Frankie. The audio is kind of catching up to the video, so I'm kind of catching everything like after you say it. Again, due to the audio, I mean, due to the connection and whatnot. But my bad, brother. Hold on a second. Go ahead, Frankie. Give me an audio test. If you can you hear me? Let me get an audio test if you can hear me, yo. Yeah, let Frankie back. Yo, can anybody in the audience hear me? Can anybody in the audience hear me right now? Okay, bet. Just making sure. Just trying to see, you know, if it's my connection or his. But we're gonna let him back in, man. We're gonna make this happen. He's sharing some really, really dope information right now. All good.
Yo.
All right, we back. Yeah,
Yep.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Hopefully this yeah, I just tried a little something that might have solved it. Hopefully we'll see what's up.
All right, that's what's up.
Damn, I'm not sure where I cut off at.
No, you were going on with the whole Nipsey flow and how much it reminded you of like living in Queens and whatnot. Just to answer Cho One Life, the topic here is we're promoting and we're congratulating Frankie on his new book, See Me Up, 'Cause I've Been Down. All right. It's a visual book based off of his photography over the years, pertaining to the b-boy scene and the lifestyle as well. Okay, so we're trying to get this connection right. His book is really dope. His book is really, really dope, and you know, he's just sharing the little stories on you know, the inspiration behind the book and whatnot. Yo, Jay, why you gotta be that dude though? Why you gotta show your mans though? What's going on, everybody? Where's everybody tuning in from? That's what I want to know. Where's everybody tuning in from right now? In the meantime, while we bring Frankie back into the room, He's handling a couple of things on his end. Let's go. We're letting Frankie back in right now. Okay, Dallas. Dallas in the building. We back. Yo, it's all good, bro.
Thanks for being patient, everybody.
Thanks for being patient. If there's anything that this pandemic has taught us is motherfucking patience, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? It is all good. It is all good.
Yeah, man.
All right, well, yo, you seem to be good right now.
Yeah.
So taking a look at the digital copy that you sent me, right? It was very easy for me to like reminisce, like about my entire come up, like, you know, going through it, and it was like, yo, one of the things that really stood out to me was, it felt like me thinking back to like my b-boy journey. It was like a blur to me, and that like you capturing that type of imagery and the blurriness and the movement and whatnot, like really resonated with me a lot, because that's exactly what this b-boy, my journey like feels like. It feels like I'm like literally in fast forward, because a lot of it, like, I have to remember a lot of the things based off of people that were around me at the time and whatnot, just because I was just always in the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, was this a way for you to like hold on to like your youth?
That's interesting. Nah, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a way for me to hold on to my youth, because like I'm still very much like in the scene. I'm still practicing like breaking very much. So, you know, I still have plans to like compete and everything as well. I think if anything, one of the real like main things I was trying to do was explore the scene and its nuances. So like what I mean by that is that like the same way you can't like generalize like one group of people based on just like one thing that you see about it, I feel it's the same way like for b-boying, in that most of our imagery of it has to do with like competitions or something like that. So I kind of wanted to explore like, yes, from competitions, but also like ciphers are a really big part of what we do. Hitting culture is also a part of breaking and street dance culture. Balancing being a parent and a dancer at the same time is a part of what we do. And I feel like those angles towards like the scene and all that don't really get explored much. So that was a really like big thing for me. Also, even approaching it from like a fashion perspective as well too.
Word up.
And you know, there's some images in the book where like explore all those things that like I just mentioned. And that was like one of the bigger things that I wanted to do in terms of like visually like speaking. And then you know, even outside of that, like once like that was accomplished, like I'm kind of like at the point now where I hope that the dance community will like embrace it, so that then I could take it outside of the dance community and introduce like the world basically to kind of like a more like authentic imagery of like what we do, you know, hopefully with a bigger plan in mind to create like more opportunities for like us like as dancers, or even just at the most part like, everybody like outside of the dance community to get a more like real like version of like what we do, you know. I feel like it's important too, just like with the Olympics and all, and like I feel like the mainstream is gonna start to give us a lot more attention. So at least like this could be something for like people like outside of the community as well to like look to if they want to like learn more about the scene and whatever. And it's not just like your regular everyday imagery that you would see like I don't know, on like your regular like channels or whatever.
Yeah,
you know? I hope that makes sense.
No, for sure, man. I mean, like, we don't want to see the billboard version of what, you know, b-boying is, and you know, the polished version of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what made me feel really good. It made me reminisce. It was like, yo, this doesn't feel like today's day and age. It doesn't feel like as polished as these big events are and these big productions are and whatnot, you know, and in the best way too. You know, I'd rather that grittiness because that's like really where we got most of our inspiration from at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
So, and I know
Yeah.
obviously, you know, we're I think one generation apart, but regardless of which, we still have very much so the same inspiration, regardless. You know, especially due to the family
Totally.
that we was around and whatnot. I'm sure that had a really big effect. Another question
Hell
I
yeah.
got for you is, you know, going back to, you know, piggybacking off of what I just said, like it feels like the new school
Yeah.
vintage. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily like, you know, it's not necessarily anybody really from like a generation older than me in there, except for maybe like K1. I saw Kid Freeze in
Yeah.
there. I
Hell
saw
yeah.
Quick Step. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, were you really trying to like, in the way that you formatted it, right? Were you really trying to like pay homage to like the old school, to like where it came from, to you know, the birth of it?
100%. 100%. It was yeah, important for me to have like people who like kind of like touched me like on my journey,
Yeah.
like my personal journey, like through breaking as well too. That's why I even like kind of included like the shout out section at the end. It's kind of like a nod to like the old school breaking tapes where like they'll have a section at the end of the tape where they just like feature like all their homies,
Yep.
you know, like mentors and like homies for the most part. But like yeah, man, like I got K1 in there because he's just like style infinite, you know what I'm saying? I was happy like to like capture him in that way because one, I don't think I've ever seen like images of him like presented like that, but I feel like it's kind of like authentic to who he is. Like
Absolutely.
anyway, you know, like I kind of like watched him in like this red light. We shot it in front of my building in Corona, Queens, like at the park. He came through with his cousin, like who was like pretty much like from the '80s as well, and you could tell because he had like the big rings on and everything like that. Yo. It was crazy, but like shout out to K1 man because you know he came through more, he was more than down to like be a part of it, and like my first years of breaking, he's like one of the first mentors that I had, you know, so it was important for me to have him in there. Kid Freeze as well too. You know, I actually wanted to dedicate like an entire shoot to Kid Freeze, but at least I was able to like capture like this small like image of him and this image that I have that's sort of just like a really big snapshot like of the culture. But yeah, I mean Kid Freeze too is super important to me, you know, somebody that supported me like for a while, and he plays such a big part in like what we do that I don't even think a lot of people are aware of, like with respect to like all the moves that like he invented and everything as well. But yeah, definitely to answer your question, totally it was a shout out and a homage to like some of like the OGs, specifically where we're from, like from New York. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I could I could definitely second that. You know, Kid Freeze. I feel like, you know, due to the way media was ran back in the day or whatever, it was like there's a lot of cats that really didn't get the shine that they actually deserved. You know, there was a
Yeah,
lot of favoritism towards specific people, and you know that's okay. But at the end of the day, thanks to things like this, thanks to like a book like this, we're able to kind of like tell the stories of like the old legends that, you know, really deserve their shot. You know what I'm saying? They deserve their shot. Like, yo,
hell yeah,
a lot of people are not even aware of how much Kid Freeze actually brought into not just the New York community, but just the like worldwide. He invented joints that cats are doing today. You know what I'm saying? All his
hell yeah,
moves are not
for sure.
outdated. They're like difficult power moves that, you know, could go down in the record books, man. You know what I'm saying?
Totally,
With
totally.
K1 and his style and him influencing Queens, period. It was like, come on,
Yeah,
man. Like, yo, these guys definitely deserve their flowers, man. And it's really dope that you took the time to do that, you know, before they passed. You know what I'm saying? Like that's,
yeah,
you know, that's the wave that I've been on
exactly,
as well, man. Like we need to give those people their shine, bro, because you know
for
it doesn't
sure.
seem like
And
many other people are doing it enough for them. You know what I'm saying? And then us
no,
being
no,
able to
of
use these
course.
type of platforms to be able to do that is too ill.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Josh for letting us do this like on his platform, man. I I appreciate it like so much. You know, it goes a long way in just helping keep like the community aware of like the mission like of the project as well. And I hope that hopefully this isn't the last time that something like this could kind of like get shine on like a platform like this, and hopefully like we're able to do this kind of thing more often. You know, but even like to your point. Yeah, I think it's super dope and super important that I consider this kind of just like a moment in time,
Yeah.
you know, for us to like kind of like capture like what we were doing like between like right now like between 2018 and 2020, which is when the images in this book were shot. But even though it was that time, like I feature like a lot like kind of like pioneers like in the scene as well too, and you know, I say in the intro to the book that I wrote as well too, you know, the ability to tell our own stories is like super important, because this book is in contrast to a lot of like maybe like I wouldn't even say bodies of work, but just like a single like images of stuff that have been made by people like outside of the community. And so what's different about that is that if I'm coming to it as like a b-boy myself, spent like 15 plus years like in the scene, like it was important for me to capture like dancers who were not only like important to like the foundations of like what we do, but also to like highlight a lot of like new generation people at the same time, and all of that through like the visual language that I've been developing on my own, you know, because even so, another b-boy who was the photographer could do the same thing, but it wouldn't necessarily be the same like visual language.
No, word up.
So like it was important for me to just kind of like put that out there. But yo, I always encourage like b-boys who experiment like in different arts as well. Like we have like such an advantage when we're like pursuing like other things, you know, because one, we know what it takes to like get good at something, you know, and that
oh my God
can be applied like universally, you know, like if you like master the ability to like spin on your head, for example, like you apply that to whatever else it is you want to do. It could be I don't know.
There's a little bit of a lag still, brother. There's a little bit of a lag, so I'm just waiting for the words to catch
career
up.
and like freaking like finance or something like that, or even like raising a child, whatever. Like yo, like that's hard to do, like moving our bodies like that. And like if you have what it takes in order to like do that like at a certain level, I feel like you can do that, and like a bunch of other things like outside of like your life as well too.
Well, yo, that's what I you know, personally, that's what I like to preach, because not for nothing, like, yo, the dance style that we've explored, that we chose to like, you know, so, dive into,
I mean,
for the past,
it's a big deal for me to like just like approach it like in that way, you know.
Yeah, so the dance style that we chose to like, you know, dive into for the past like 15, 20 years and whatnot, it's like, bro, it's not the easiest dance style, bro. I think, you know, and you know, going back to like, you know, all the dance styles that I've chose to explore outside of like breaking, yo, breaking was the one that I had to like truly dedicate the most time to. You know, and it took a lot of trial and error. It took a lot of it took a lot of testing. You know what I'm saying? It took a lot of mental testing. It took a lot of
and
ego
more
testing.
than happy to like,
you know what I'm saying? Like
take
I feel like I was
questions from
tested in so many ways. Like
anybody
my
if
character
they
was tested so many
if they want,
times throughout my journey,
like on
and I'm
whoever's in the
sure
chat.
throughout yours as well. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's all good
there's
too.
a lot that goes
You know, that's a
into
big reason
just our battles and
why I wanted to
all
do
that
it
stuff. Like it's
like this as well.
it just wasn't easy, bro. It just wasn't easy, and you know, I try to, you know, do my best, and I'm sure you do too, just through example. Is like, yo, if we were able to make it here and make a name for ourselves in this realm, like, yo, we could literally make it anywhere. We could like truly make it anywhere, bro. Like this is not easy, bro. The type of things that we had to like go through, like, you know, and just to even be able to say that we've lasted more than 10 years, like, yo, the average b-boy span, the lifetime of a b-boy was like 3 years, a few months, you know, back in the day. And now, you know, we're talking about like decades at this point. Like we're literally talking about decades at this point. And yo, it's if we're able to sustain ourselves in our image and our name and still be relevant after this amount of time, especially with these new kids coming out, it's like, bro, there's nothing that we can't handle at this point. There's literally nothing we can't handle at this point, you know? And just like you said, whether it's, you know, fatherhood or motherhood or, you know, diving into a new career or anything along those lines, like, yo, it's possible. If we were able to make it here, it's just like, yo, all it takes is slight adjustments because, you know, let's be honest, man, like all of us weren't dope in the very beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like it took a lot for us to like get to a certain level. So hell yeah. Much respect to that, man. I have a question about like the choices of your muses. Like the what is it that makes you choose the people that you choose? Because it doesn't necessarily, like I see there's you know, a lot of family in your photos, whether it's inside of, you know, inside of this book, or whether it's, you know, you just shooting around when you travel, whatever. Like I noticed that you definitely always take the time whenever you're traveling for events and whatnot. You always take the time out to shoot specific dancers. So what is it about these dancers that actually makes you want to capture them over, let's say, just other individuals?
I got it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, Frankie, hold that thought real quick, man. Because we can't hear you, so we're just gonna start it over, and just answer that same exact question. We're just gonna go back to that same exact question, all right? Because yeah, it was getting too good at this point. So let me X you out, and then we'll bring you back into the room. I bet. Yo, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for staying locked in too, man. This is really dope. It's a really good look for the community. It's a really good look for b-boying in general, just to be able to see, you know, specific people from our culture be able to venture out to, like, you know, explore new things and reach new heights. You know what I'm saying? I preach this all the time, y'all. Like, it's important to step out of the scene, grow outside of the scene, and bring all that growth and all that, like, all that innovation and all that inspiration back into the scene, man. It's truly something that'll have, you know, it'll fuel the next generation to like keep exploring and keep leveling up like outside of their comfort. You know what I'm saying? It's really, really dope. Thank you guys for staying locked in. Once again, shouts to B-Boy Network channel for letting us do this. Again, Josh has been holding it down for many, many years, even before the UDEF battles came on. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, much shouts to him, man. He does a lot for the community. We back. Go ahead, test that out. Test that out, Frankie. Let me know if you good on everything good on your end?
Yo.
Go ahead.
I think we're a little lag, but it's all
right, bet.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro. So go back to that question, man. When I was talking about the specific music that you choose to shoot.
Yeah, for sure. Sure. So I mean, when it comes to me casting my work, like diversity is also like really important to me as well too. Even like outside of just like dance photography, I guess it's important for me to show like the spectrum of kind of like what the world looks like. So it's not like the same skin tone and like the same type of features or whatever. So like I'll go anywhere from like shooting like a female bodybuilder to like my little sister would be like a muse for me. I try to be very conscious of trying to like switch it up like for the most part. But in reference to like this book in particular, like the casting was dancers like 100%. And the way I went about like including
waiting for the words to catch up.
Like people like in it had to do with like any number of things. You know, like you before, there's a lot of family in there. There's also people who are just like new friends of mine that like I connected with in one shape or form, you know, and they had a good vibe about them, a good look. Like respected like their dance like tremendously as well too. Yeah, I mean when it comes to the casting, you know, it's like a big thing for me is just like the diversity component for the most part. Trying to make sure that, you know, the type of person that I shoot doesn't look the same like in all of my images, because that kind of like has an effect on us and like a whole bunch of other things like long term that we might not necessarily pick up on like consciously like right away.
Yeah, man. I agree 1000%. Like that was one of the first things that I noticed when I was looking through the images was like, yo, this is such a diverse. It's such a diverse like work of art. Honestly, like it really felt like you were just going through like different. Although, you know, if we're looking at hip hop, right, as like one culture, it almost looked like as I was going through it, oh man, he got kicked out. It's all good. It's all good, y'all. It's all good. Again, super shouts to y'all for tuning in, for staying locked in. Jay, we see you. Supreme Beingz out here. We only got about 10 more minutes left before this live is done. Actually, no, lives could go a little longer than that. So we're gonna try to bring them in one more time. We'll try to bring them in one more time before we wrap this up. But once again, y'all, this is super dope for the breaking scene, y'all. Like, it's such a good look for the community. It's such a good look for New York. It's such a good look for, you know, the people of our generation and the people before us, you know, to be acknowledged, you know, in this book. I can't wait for everybody else to be able to see it, because I know I'm the one that got the sneak peek, but it's gonna be fire, y'all. It's gonna be fire. Let's go. We're letting Frankie back in the room. Frankie is about to be locked in again. Here we go. That. So you know, moving forward from this, moving forward from this, Frankie, like where, you know, I know the book. When does the book drop actually, like officially?
Like came on, it's available now for pre-order on my website. So on my page, either my photography page or this, just click on the link and you're able to like pre-order it.
All right, well, there you have it, y'all. That's exactly how you're gonna be able to get the book. Just make sure you lock in to the Frankie SB page. That is Frankie _SB_. All right. What's next for you, Frankie? I mean, you know, I know you got the whole media thing going on still. You're a new dad. You know, you got a whole nother lifestyle now. Like, what do you know? I know that this just dropped, and I'm sure you're gonna, you know, reap the benefits and the glory from, you know, from dropping this. But what do you have in mind, like, for the future?
Yeah. So I mean, next on the docket is I wrote a script throughout quarantine, which is a short film basically, and I really want to go ahead and try to shoot that within the next 6, because you know I have a dream of mine to become like a feature filmmaker. At the same time, we've had many conversations about that as well too. So as soon as like I finish like pushing this project out, I'm gonna do my best to raise funds and shoot this film that I just wrote, pretty much, which is actually super dope. It has to do with I don't want to give away too much yet.
Don't do that.
But it has to do with like the hip hop community that we're involved in. And if you got a chance to look at my last film, Child, it explores a lot of the same themes with respect to like surrealism and discovering yourself.
Man, did we lose him again? Damn. Every time it starts getting good, man. Good old internet, good old IG. You notice, you guys notice how this IG don't ever mess up for the celebrities, right? IG don't ever mess up for no celebrities, man. All these celebrities be having these 3-hour lives, like moving super smooth, and all good, all good. You back? You back, Frankie? He a little laggy again. He a little laggy again. Shouts to everybody who just came into the room. Congrats on the new child, D. I see you in the room. All good, all good. This is you know, good old technology testing our patience. Boom. Well, there you have it, y'all. That's pretty much going to wrap up this live. We're gonna bring him back into the room just so that he could give a strong farewell. But yo, definitely cop the book. I think it's gonna be a really, really dope piece in your crib. You know, it's a really, really dope homage to the breaking culture. We, over anybody on the outside, should be supporting each other tremendously. You know, we should be supporting each other in our art because we are the gatekeepers of this. You know what I'm saying? So if it's not the support from us, then you know it's not really going to entice anybody from the outside and any visitors to come and support us as well. You know, so it's really, really important that we're the first ones that start to support each other before anybody from the outside, you know, decides to like follow suit. And again, he mentioned the Olympics earlier. Like, things are about to get really big out here. Things are about to get really big out here. Things are about to get really like spectacular, if you want to, for lack of better words. You know what I'm saying? And although that's great for the b-boys who wanna, you know, go that direction, we also want to keep in mind that the part of breaking that actually inspired it and it actually brought it to where it is today also needs to get fed. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean that literally in terms of like money or anything like that, but you know, we still have to continue to fuel that side of the culture, bro. Like, we still have to continue to fuel the underground, the raw stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so important because this is what brought it to where it's at today. You know, the glitz and the glamour and the lights and all that stuff. Yeah, that's all dope. Like, I'm not even knocking that at all. But we cannot ignore this end at all. You know, and I feel like, you know, what this book represents is the side that is not highlighted as much as it should be. You know, is the side that really gives breaking its true character. You know, so shouts to B-Boy Frankie, aka Frankie Perez, aka Papi Chu. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's definitely done his due diligence to like do work outside of, you know, the breaking culture and to bring some new light, some new inspiration, you know, back into the culture. And once again, paying homage to the people from our generation, the people from the new generation, and the people from the older generation as well, which is, again, super, super important. It's super, super important for us to continue to, you know, spread love and spread light towards every generation. You know, so once again, shouts to Frankie, shouts to B-Boy Network channel. Frankie, if you have any final words, you know, now be the time to share them.
Yeah, man, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been supporting me from the beginning. This project right here is see me up because I've been down, but really like see us up because we've been down. And, you know, I just am super grateful who let me shoot them, the images at the book. Shout out to Josh for allowing us this platform. Shout out to the Queen's Council of the Arts, some of the funding for helping me to actually even print the book. Yeah, man, like that was huge as well. Shout out to you, Sammy, for agreeing to do this. You know, you're one who always really resonated with some of the things that we've been talking about, taking what we do as dancers and using that to control of like our destinies pretty much. And so once again, man, big you up. You know, I got a lot of love for you.
Family all day, bro.
Supreme Fiends all
You know what I'm
day.
saying?
And that's about it. Anybody who's looking to order the book that might, yeah, for sure, man. Feel free to hit me on the DM if anybody has any questions, like about anything regarding like the book, or you know, if you just want to like talk in general, my door is always open, you know. And hopefully, I hope that like my work is just able to inspire other people to be able to do like the same type of thing, because yo, like we hold a lot of people, a lot of like power, just like as dancers, but just like as humans in general. So it's important to kind of just like explore that a little bit.
Word up.
And
word up. Whoa.
Yeah, that's about it, man. Thank you.
Super shouts to you, man. This is amazing, and you know you've already done the work. So you just, you know, if nobody's ever told you, man, you've definitely already been inspiring, you know, the scene and whatnot with everything that you've been doing. And you know, again, you being able to bring a new expertise back into the realm, and you know, being able to document, you know, us. I mean, me too, bro. You've been able to document me multiple times, and not even just myself, but even some of my work. So, you know, much love to you, bro. You're a huge inspiration in the scene, even in and outside of your dance. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, much power to you. Give a big shout out to B-Boy Frankie, y'all. Once again, see me up because I've been down. Pre-order it. The link is in his bio, so make sure you go over to his Instagram page, Frankie_SB_. All right? Peace out, everybody. Peace out, Frankie. It was amazing doing this with you. And Supreme Beingz, X-Fenz up. Yes, sir. Peace out, brother. B-Boy Network channel. Over and out. Peace, B-Boy Josh. Thank you for having us.